And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Welcome and namaskar, and once again, it's that time of the week when we have with us Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh in the show this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh right here on ITV Gold. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh.
Namaskar everyone.
So, Dr. Parikh, let's start with last week's Oval Office drama, which ended with Zelensky leaving the US. So, tell me, was this a case of like failed negotiations or a bad diplomacy?
I think it's a bad diplomacy, not failed negotiation, because the way I think probably Zelensky also got a little more excited, and he was right, correct. He was trying to explain their history of what happened, and he was asking that what kind of security we have, more details about the ceasefire agreement. And he did not have that details, and that's why he was kind of saying that how can I go back to my military and my people and tell them what on the table. I mean, and then we can discuss and take their permission, and then that's what he was trying to say. But somehow, probably Vice President Vance says something that kind of the way they handle him, kind of a little rough, not rough way, but not very classy way. So that kind of made him this kind of tutu meme. I mean, so that's unfortunate. But I think everybody realized that it's an unfortunate thing to happen, should not have happened. And then I think. Already White House has invited him back again.
Oh, they have?
So I think it should go better.
But do you think he will come back?
Yeah, he will come back because this is he is in need actually. I mean,
right.
not USA
right.
is in need.
Right.
So he will come back if he needs to really stop all this killing and destruction, you know.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think like it's a big shift for US to be like standing with Russia? And, changing the support for Ukraine. So what will be the implications of that?
No, there is no, USA is not changing his kind of relationship with the Europe or Ukraine. This is a way, this president's way of starting, shooting and start negotiation. And he also, he's right, President also right that war has to stop. It's 3 years old war now. And thousands of people died, millions of people shifted out of Ukraine. And there is no end to it, and there is no kind of fair war here because Russia is too powerful, and Russia has right to use nuclear weapon too. If he uses, then what? That will create a big problem, and that way President Trump is right that if this can end up into third world war, and everybody else can get involved. So I think more than anybody else. President Zelensky needs peace for Ukraine. Russia needs peace for Russia, and Putin needs peace for Russia. So both party needs for peaceful resolution, and I think USA is only one who can get it done.
But Europe it's still raising like funds and they're backing Ukraine, right? So do you think that's going to create like a divide or something?
No, there is no divide. On the contrary, USA will be happy, but Europe is not able to do that because it's not only fund. Money is not only thing. You have to provide weapons. You have to provide shells. So bomb cells and all those things and missiles. Though none of the European country has that kind of defense factory which they can produce every week or every month so many things. So there is no way. they can provide, and by giving billions of dollars in check has no meaning. Where they going to buy except USA? There is nobody else can sell them because there is no other person has a capacity to sell them. So I think at the end of the day, it all go back, circle, and come back to the USA.
And some of the Trump's allies are suggesting basically US should leave NATO and the UN. So tell me, what would that mean if
No, that
it
I
has
think
to
that's
be?
again is a rhetoric of has no meaning, because USA cannot leave the NATO because USA started the NATO and USA is funding the NATO. So why USA leave? Because if USA leave, then Europe and Middle East and everything goes into chaos, and Russia can have a free hand. So USA will never leave. I mean, they can talk about leaving and threatening about leaving, but they're not going to leave any NATO.
And looking at the visits from other different countries like French and UK leaders, they visited here, and of course Modi ji also visited. And tell me, what was well done when Modi ji visited, and what was in his favor?
But when Prime Minister Modi visited, the favor is one thing that USA needs India. USA recognizes India as a big middle class market, and India and USA wants to enter into the Indians market, and that's why they were threatening to put the India more tariff on Indian goods, which India exports to USA, and they achieved that, and now Tesla can enter the USA, Indian market, and India also reduced the tariff on the Harley Davidson and other goods for USA. So still, but it's not resolved that, and still I think USA will put more tariff on the India, and that's why the Indian economy and stock market, even USA stock market, everything in the spin tail is dropping. Indian market yesterday dropped almost 25%. So it's a very disastrous situation there.
So since you are talking about the stock market, of course, with all these tariffs and everything, how will it impact here the consumers and the
Well, I
economy?
think it will increase the inflation in short term, and then the government has to reduce the rate, and it's very unpredictable. But in short term, it will be highly inflammatory or inflation, high inflation. People will have to pay more for their goods, every day-to-day goods, and sufferer is the people of USA too, for a short time. And then, of course, eventually it will settle after a couple of years,
Okay, so you say it's going to take a couple of years to settle?
That's maximum probably possible, or could be sooner. But it will take, because everything else is in a kind of tailspin right now. And market is crashing, all over the world, not only USA, but in India, everywhere market is crashing. And when market crash, then people's ability or asset becomes less, right?
So let's talk about this Trump's $5 million gold card, which offers a faster path to citizenship than the $800K EB-5 visa. So how do you compare both of them?
It's a visa where you can commit to invest $800,000 worth work in the USA, start the work and employ certain number of employees, and that's called EBK 800. And then and if you do that for I think few years, then you can get the green card, and the green card will ultimately leads to the citizenship. And this gold card also, they are saying, is a 5 million, but that 5 million you cannot use for investment. What I understand, it will go to the Treasury of USA, and they want to reduce the deficit. So, and there will be plenty of people who can spend that kind of money and buy the gold card from all over the world. 5 million is 42 crore rupees. And I'm sure there are all rich, 10% of the rich families in India also they can buy this thing, and they can have security of the citizenship.
So that's how, that's the difference and that's
Right.
how it works. All right.
And of course, we don't know the much detail of this gold card because still has not. I mean, they haven't declared all these things. What are the requirements and how long they take to get do something and whatever.
So let's talk about the health because I like to talk about the health since you are in the health field. It has been like I see a lot of people getting sick these days. So what is going on?
No, nothing. It's every winter there is always there is a lot of viruses in the air. Flu virus, then respiratory virus, other viruses, and everybody gets this viral infection, and the viral infection spreads very easily from person to person by shaking hand, by staying in the crowded place, all those things. And so it's very common. And then most of the viral illness is very mild and mild, really, not even moderate. And usually they get better by itself, they even by taking some symptomatic treatment. And so it's not, but only way you can prevent that is by getting the vaccine, either flu vaccine or respiratory virus vaccine and so forth. And if you do that, then chances of you getting serious viral infection is very small.
So, Dr. Parikh, I see on social media sometimes, not just sometimes, most of the times, it's like, oh, there is a big virus thing coming up, which is like really bad and stuff. Is there something like that too coming? Because
No. Because viruses always comes in winter time. Because winter time everybody is inside. People are less poorly ventilated. There's not much outdoor activities, and people stay together. And when you stay together, if one person in the family has a virus, everybody, half of the other members can get the virus.
So they have to be careful.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay. All right. So before you give out this week's message, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH. Please go ahead.
Well, dear friends, this is a winter going on, and there's a lot of flu is around. A lot of respiratory viruses around, and so one should be very careful. Wash your hands frequently. Try not to shake hand with the people, and those who are, if you think that that person has a viral infection currently, and try to go into the crowd much, and if you go, just wear the mask. As simple as that, and then you can avoid these viruses. And particularly, it's very important for the elderly people, 65 and above, because this virus can lead to the pneumonia, and that pneumonia could be sometime fatal. So, and that's why everyone should next October, before winter, usually right time to take all this flu vaccine and syncytial virus vaccine is in October, November, not before that. You cannot take in April, and then not to have, there's no protection in the winter time, because that protection takes about 3 weeks to start, and then it disappears in 8 weeks. So you have to really take very close to the winter rather than before it.
All right. Thank you so much, and definitely we will be talking next week again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.